Gavin, the Cowboys' ceiling.
I got to go get my Gus's order together. I'll see you then.
As a record, their record.
Yes.
The ceiling is what?
13.
13-4 is the ceiling. What's the floor?
9.
What if you include like injury possibilities? You get real ugly, right?
Yes, if Dak and the tackles get hurt early again, I think the floor is lower. I'll go. I think they could be 5-12.
Okay, but with regular health, you think their floor is 9-8.
Yeah,
that would be pretty good. Now, Bryan,
regular
I don't know how
season.
to explain the question to you, but
he just said that the most he thinks they could win is
that's
13.
the ceiling. Yes, you're here. You're here with me now.
Okay.
What's the most they could win? What is their ceiling?
The most that they could win is 12.
What is the least that they could win?
6.
Is that with health?
That's without health.
Okay, if they got hurt. All right. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, with health?
Yeah, if they were reasonably healthy, what's the least they would win?
8.
Okay, so we're in ballpark agreement.
Yeah.
The
Greer's going to go out there and win you 6 games?
Whew. I said with reasonable health.
You know what? I'm going to go on a Will Greer side tangent here. The guy that the Cowboys, they claim him.
The Panthers just cut
close?
him.
The Panthers cut. Well, yes. Yes, you're close. But hold on.
Oh.
I want to address Mr. Dawson here for a second. Will Greer probably sucks.
Yes.
If Will Greer got to stand behind the Cowboys offensive line with the Cowboys receivers, he might be okay.
Oh.
Because he sucks when he's pressured, and he's not great at tight window throws.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're talking about you're going to snap him the ball and he's going to stand there and throw the ball, Will Greer can stand there and throw the ball.
And then he's got to be able to take a good crow hop up, right, to get that velocity on him.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
When we say that he doesn't have a big arm, it doesn't mean that he has a total noodle. Like, he's not a strong-armed NFL quarterback, but he was also probably the best deep ball thrower in college football at West Virginia. So it's the difference of when you're running a 12-yard comeback from the opposite hash, you're going to be waiting a second.
Worried about the processing part of it, though, too.
You just get open.
That was thrown out there.
Yeah, okay, you're probably going to be terrible if your backup quarterback plays. That's how it works. You're probably going to be terrible. The ESPN says that the Cowboys' ceiling is 11-6.
Mm-hmm. Hating.
Which I do think is shortchanging them. The odds they win more than 11 aren't great, but if you're telling me there is no scenario where the offense stays healthy, you have a top 3 offense.
They hate this defense.
The defense is average, and they win 12 or 13. Sure, they could. I don't think they will, but they could. For instance, they have the Giants ceiling at 10-7. If the Giants can win 10, the Cowboys can win 12.
Yeah. Recency bias.
Yeah.
See, that's just why I don't understand the ceiling thing or the floor.
You're not allowed to say. Have you seen the movie Life?
I don't watch movies.
Okay.
You know that.
This is like when RJ said he can't pronounce tequila.
Yes. In the movie
Yeah,
Life.
he can't pronounce
He can't,
tequila?
yeah.
In the movie Life.
Says he can't.
Life of Bryan.
Eddie Murphy told Martin Lawrence that he wasn't allowed to say the word watch to him anymore
Okay.
because it was something about his granddaddy's watch, and so he wasn't allowed to say the word watch to him. Just ignore those 2 words. Ceiling and floor are banned from you.
I can't.
You can't. You're not allowed.
I can't because it's one of those things everybody talks about when there's player personnel stuff.
You know what? I can explain ceiling and floor to you right now. Do you remember? No talking. You listen.
It's the crustiest thing I've ever seen, Jeff.
Do you remember when Pat Mahomes was a prospect?
Yes.
Do you remember how much you liked him?
Yes.
Do you remember how much I was terrified of him?
Yes.
That's why I put him in the 3rd round.
Yes.
The reason is you liked him. Why?
Because he had a high ceiling. Because he was a better player than you thought.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scared because he was a Texas Tech guy just playing around in the
System
backyard.
quarterback.
Right.
Okay.
And I thought he might fail. Pat Mahomes had the highest ceiling in the world because holy crap, that arm and that athleticism and the impromptu. But he also potentially had a low floor because you were like, I don't know. It's Texas Tech. He's just running around half naked and then just chunking it while falling over.
But you have questions about the Giants. You just said about their deal, right? About the numbers.
Well, they have their ceiling is 10-7, their floor 5-12.
Mm-hmm.
Reason being, they're saying you could get to 10-7 if the offensive line plays really well.
Okay.
That could help Daniel Jones kind of have a breakout year, not turn the ball over all the time.
That's why they have a bad floor. because of Daniel Jones.
They have a bad floor because in reality, their offensive line is not good, and Daniel Jones is going to turn the ball over.
Yeah, exactly.
So in theory, they could win 10 games if their offensive line was really good and Daniel Jones played well.
Yeah.
Their floor is 5-12. Philadelphia Eagles. Trying to figure out how to phrase it to Bryan. Hey, Bryan.
Yeah.
If everything went really well for the Eagles, how many games could they win in their best case scenario, a.k.a. their ceiling?
Don't screw this up, Bryan.
Man.
Everything goes well.
I think they're better than the Giants.
Okay. If everything,
I'll bet you.
If everything
I
goes
know. I think
well,
you and I
Po'
need to
boy
bet-
sandwiches.
Yeah, I know. I think you and I need to bet that.
if everything goes well, how many games could the Eagles win?
I think the Eagles could win 10.
7.
Okay. And if things don't go well for the Eagles, what could their record be?
They could lose. They could be.
2-15.
Yeah, they could be bad.
They'd send in the tank.
They could be. They could be 4 or 5. Yeah.
You almost nailed it. It's 9-8 is their ceiling. If everything goes well, they could go 9-8. Their floor is 4-13.
General, I've got a bet here on this one. Right, better than the Giants, right? Just better straight up record.
Yeah.
Right? Giants. Okay.
Giants and Eagles.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Po' boy
You got-
sandwiches.
you got
we
the
got you.
Eagles?
Yeah.
No, I have the Giants.
You have the Giants. You
I
have the Eagles.
Yeah. Just have to finish better in the division. That's the only bet, right? It does.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Where else would you be? What?
They're not going to make the
Ceiling.
playoffs.
It's just
That's
their
what I'm
record.
saying. That's what we're
What do you
saying.
mean? What do you say in their division?
Just making
like it's
sure.
only the division record?
Just make it. It could be.
Well, it could be.
Yeah.
You're going to lose that bet, Bryan. Washington football team. Bryan, if everything goes really well for Washington, how many games could they win?
11.
And Gavin, what's their ceiling?
11.
Bryan, if everything went poorly for Washington, what could their record be at the worst case?
6.
Gavin, what's their floor?
7.
Okay. They go 11-6 as the ceiling, 5-12 as the floor.
okay.
Wow.
Because they have the greatest variable of all time. Well, tied for the greatest variable of all time. It's Ryan Fitzpatrick, a.k.a. Jameis Winston.
There you go.
Which means it's going to be so much fun to watch Washington. You just have no idea what the result is going to be, but boy, it's going to be entertaining because Ryan Fitz don't care.